back in the day when I was about 17 years old, me and a whole bunch of my friends decided to get some alcohol, get some beer, get everything else, and we decided to go camping on a school night. So it started off basically. I told like we all just like told each other inside the pit, which is like the smokers pit, which is where everyone would like go out for a cigarette during high school to have a smoke or a vape, whatever else. And I told all my boys, and there was four of us. Four of us planned to go down there. So we started the day off. We ended up getting one of our older friends to go and buy us alcohol, all that fun shit, all that Rugrats type bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and basically, we started heading down the trail, and we packed like a can, like a what do you call it, like a tent. We packed like just enough so we could have a fire, a tent. We had a shit ton of beer, a shit ton of green with us, a shit ton of weed. Fucking and on our way down there, um, we passed a few people. We passed one lady. She was walking her dog. Said hello, and we all had like big backpacks full of shit. And it was probably like 7 p.m. at night. And we get down to starting the fire and everything else, or not starting the fire, but setting up the tent, everything else, and we start drinking, and then nighttime starts to come. And I guess what happened when we were in the pit was a whole bunch of guys heard that we were going down this trail to this specific spot to camp there overnight. So at least like 30 some odd people showed up to this campsite or showed up to our little camp, and we were all partying it out. We were all having a crazy busher, and we saw one flashlight come in, and it was one of our boys. It was another guy showing up. He knew that we were all going to be there, and then we saw more flashlights like hours later. I remember one of my boys. He looked at me. He passed me one of these things. They're called cold shots. They taste like piss water, and they're like really small, 6%. Things that people would use for beer pong and stuff like that. But he handed me that, and he was like, I want to see the trust in the boys at the high school. I want to see if they still got it. I want to see if those boys still got it. So I'm like, I'm already hammered. I'm already like high as hell, and I chug it back. I chug it all the way down, and yeah, I got like mad respect for that, everything else. And but then we saw more flashlights. We saw three of them, and we heard dogs coming down. We had a giant fire going in the middle of the trail. Like, it's not even that far from the town that we live in. So like, it was really stupid of us to be out there, for one. But basically, after we saw that, if we heard the dogs bark, we started like yelling like, "Hey, who is that? Who is that? Who is that?" And then we got nothing back, and we just started booking it. So we started booking it. We started bushwhacking through the forest and everything else, and we ended up getting to a cornfield. And like on this cornfield, every single car that passes, we proned. We like proned straight to the ground. And one car passed, we proned, and then I look back and I see my buddy. He had a cigarette in his mouth. He had a cigarette lit, and he was smoking it. And I was like, Are you fucking kidding me? Like, they can see that. They can see that. Put that shit out. Put that shit out right now. Right now. Right now." And afterwards, he put the shit out. He put it out, and then we started going again. We started running to the road, and on our way to the road, we saw another car pass by, and we ducked again, proned again, and then another one passed, and this one was going super slow. Had a giant flat like flashlight shining towards the cornfield that we were like crossing, and it started going really, 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 really slow, and then it just went. My heart was just boom, like, okay, we're good. So we got back to the road, okay? So the thing was there's a curfew in my town. It was 11 p.m. So it was way past 11. It was like maybe 1 in the morning. So we get down to another one of the schools in the area, and we start walking down that street. We started using back streets, and we see cars pass, everything else, and one car pulled us over. We got stopped, and we got asked what was going on, where we were going, and there was like six of us. So everybody else, some people stayed there, some people stayed, and they got arrested. But the rest of us, we all split up, but like there was like six of us maybe with like giant backpacks walking down this road, and we got pulled over. And they asked us what's in the bags and everything else. We said we were just coming back from a friend's house. One of our buddies had a nightmare and he was too scared to walk home alone, so we all decided just to go home. And he was like, "Okay, well, have a good night, boys." So we started heading back. We went to this place. We call it Caves here where I live, and it's basically it's like a cave. It's a little mini cave. It's like a crevice in the side of a mountain, you could say. And we go there just to go and sleep for the night. And me and then I guess some of my boys they left. They could go home and everything else. They didn't have like strict parents, and people would be pissed if they got home at that time and everything else. And me and three other people stayed there, but I guess two of them couldn't sleep. So my two buddies, who I decided to go with, decided to leave, and on their way out they got pulled over by a security guard who I guess was patrolling the park, because we were in a park, right? And they got stopped by him and they got searched. They got excuse me, they got taken home, they got arrested, they got charged. And then we slept there the entire night until 4 a.m. And then I woke up to like texts like, "Yo, dude, get out of there, like right now. You gotta leave, you gotta run, you gotta run." And I was like, "Yo, we're fine," because apparently the cop went back in to see if anybody else was there, but it was just us sleeping, and I guess it was like pitch black. Um, but after that, we got away and we started walking home. It was like 4 in the morning, so curfew was over. Once we got to the main roads, we were fine. So we found a nice place by school and we started smoking up a little bit more. Me and my buddy were talking, and apparently, like a lot of people got arrested that night. My boy got his like $300 bong smashed. Whole bunch of fucked up shit happened, but that's the story. And we got back to that school and we started smoking up, and we just like sort of just ended the night like that. But that's a crazy story, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope the COD in the background is doing you some good. We ended up just meleeing this one guy at the end. But thank you guys. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the dislikes. Thank you for the support. I know the last video I posted was very controversial. I was actually getting harassed by it earlier this morning by a certain individual, but I'm not clarifying names yet. I feel like it's not appropriate. I don't even fucking want to take it that far. But I'd appreciate it if you guys could leave a like or a dislike or a, and be sure to hit that big yellow button, or red button, I think it is now. Anyways, guys, it's getting awkward, so Modern Night PK out.